Welcome to Better Health for Busy People, week 2. I hope you've been implementing some of the stuff that we have talked about already in your strategy session. What we're going to do this week is we are going to build out your health and well-being plan. We're going to take those health objectives that we set last time, and we're going to turn them into actionable plans that have the ability to flex around your life and around the uncertainty of the world. So to do that, we're going to use a health framework. So each of these letters stands for a different step in the process that we're going to work on. So the first H stands for your health objective. So this is your priority area from your strategy. This is what you want to achieve. The E stands for expected principles. What are the first principles that, if you follow, will take you towards this health objective? A stands for applied tactics. So these are all of the things that we could do that sit underneath these first principles. So the expected principles, these are the higher level ideas that will take us towards our health objective. The applied tactics, what's the nitty gritty? What are the different forms? And I'll talk through an example of this a little bit later so that you have a really good understanding of it. So what are the different things that I could do that fit with this principle that will take me towards my health objective? The L stands for life context. How and where do each of these tactics fit into my life? Are there some tactics that are more beneficial for my life? Are there ones that are going to be easier to do? Are there going to be ones that are actually more enjoyable for me, that I actually just like doing more? But the important thing is that any of the tactics that we look at need to fit to our life context. And if they don't, then they're going to be really hard to implement over the long term. So it's taking those applied tactics and fitting them to our life context. So once we've done that, we want to go to the T, and we want to have a look at threat mitigation. We want to look for all of the things that might trip us up, that might stop us from taking the action that we want to take. So what are the things that have perhaps tripped you up in the past? What are the things that maybe someone else has told you they find challenging or find difficult as they're starting to implement a new health habit? Or what are the things that you just know are going to be difficult for you? So we want to start to think about the threats that we're going to face and start to come up with some ideas around how we might work around those threats. And we'll go into that more deeply as we move through this program, but I want you to get thinking about the threats to start with. And the final H of the health framework stands for here we go. We've put the plan in place. Let's take some action. So as a quick example, I'll detail one of the things that I want to do. One of my health objectives is I want to feel strong. I want to feel physically capable to carry my boys around and cart them up and down Wellington Hills, but also feel strong as a person. To do that, that's my health objective. To do that, the expected principles that I need to follow is that I need to do some strength training. I need to be moving some heavy stuff around so I get stronger. And I also need to be eating a reasonable amount of calories throughout the day, including a reasonable amount of protein, so I can build and maintain muscle. If I don't eat enough, I'm not going to build and maintain muscle. If I eat too much, then I'm going to be carrying more weight myself, and it's going to be harder for me to exert strength. So that's the objective. They are the expected principles. The applied tactics, there's a range of tactics that I could use to get stronger. My personal preference is to go to the gym and lift some weights. But what I could also do is I could do some body weight exercises at home, or I could go up to the park and I could do some body weight exercises and some chin ups on the monkey bars there. Or I could do some yoga or some Pilates on YouTube, or pull an exercise video from YouTube and do that. Or if all else fails on a day like today, I could grab my skipping rope and go outside and skip for 10 minutes and then do 20 push ups. So I've got a range of tactics that I could use that fit under that expected principle of doing strength training. So I've got the gym when I'm able to, and then at the other end of the spectrum, I've got doing some push-ups and grabbing my skipping rope. Life context. My life ebbs and flows a little bit, so I can usually fit in 2, maybe 3 gym sessions a week, which is great, which is enough to help me feel strong. But there are some weeks where I'm just busy. I've got work booked in. I've got stuff to do with the kids that actually I need to swap some of those gym sessions out because I just don't have the space for them, and bring in some of my other tactics. Today is going to be a do some push-ups and grab a skipping rope day. So figuring out what tactics fit with my life and fit with its context is really important. The threats that I face with this is lack of sleep, because our wee guy doesn't sleep particularly well, which means that I'm less likely to want to do some training. Work getting in the way, and also just not having enough time, not having enough space with kids pickups, drop-offs, and if things don't go to plan. So those are the big threats that I start to think about and start to work around. So there you go. You've got your health framework. We have your health objective. We've got the expected principles that are going to take you there. We've got the tactics that you can apply, and then we need to fit them to your life context, and also think about threats and how we might start to mitigate those. And then here we go. We want to get into it. We want to get moving. We want to start taking action, because we can't just read about push-ups. Looking forward to chatting with you more in week 2, but start thinking about how you might apply your strategy and build out a health plan from it.